October 7, 2017 by John Heisler. Apparently Knute Rockne was right. At one time, even to some of his most ardent supporters, his notion of building Notre Dame Stadium seemed borderline outlandish. There were only 3,000 students at the university in those days, and the population of South Bend was just more than 100,000. But Notre Dame's head football coach, every bit as good as a marketer of his program as he was at coaching football, convinced the university decision-makers that a new stadium seating more than 50,000 fans was just what the football program and campus needed. That did not immediately translate into sold-out Saturdays on a weekly basis. Even in Rockne-only season on the sideline of Notre Dame Stadiumand in a 100 national championship season at thathome games against Indiana and Drake attracted crowds of just more than 10,000 fans. Not until a 1931 home game against USC did a capacity crowd, then listed as 50,731, fill the facility. Attendance numbers took a major jump in the Frank Leahy years after World War II. During the 1946 national championship season, the Irish averaged more than 54,000 fans for their home games, an average that exceeded the previous season average high by nearly 15,000. And it didn't hurt that from 1942 through 1950 Notre Dame won 28 consecutive games at Notre Dame Stadium. But more important than anything, the Irish won big at Notre Dame Stadium, in great part because a series of Hall of Fame coaches, starting with Rockne and then adding Frank Leahy, Ara Parseghian, Devine and Lou Holtz to the listroamed the sidelines, generally with blue-chip teams under their tutelage. Still, it's not always easy to win football games at Notre Dame Stadium. Parseghian and Holtz absolutely appreciated that factand. They did it more often than anybody else. With 51 wins apiece in the respective 11-year tenures as University of Notre Dame head football coach, they rank as the all-time leaders in that category. Leahy is next with 37 victories in his 11 seasons. Current Irish head coach Brian Kelly follows him with 33. On the other side of the coin, visiting teams have left Notre Dame Stadium victorious only 25.2% of the time. Teams playing for the first time in Notre Dame Stadium have won only 20.6% of their games. Only 15 teams have been victorious in Notre Dame Stadium on their first stop. So here's a statistical analysis of what playing at Notre Dame Stadium has meant over the years, from both ends of the spectrum. Visitors in South Bend. Since Notre Dame Stadium opened in what turned out to be Rockne final season in 1930, 37 different visiting teams have combined to win 114 games in South Bend. The leaders in that category, Michigan State and USC, both have won 14 times. Pittsburgh and Purdue both have won on 10 occasions. Irish ranked wins since Notre Dame Stadium became home to Irish football games. Notre Dame teams 68 times have defeated opponents ranked in the Associated Press poll. Of those 68, 37 have been against teams that stood in the top 10. 17 came against top 5 opponents. Holtz teams won 15 of those games, 10 against top 10 teams and 5 versus top 5 squads. 2 of his came against top-rated opponents, Miami in 1988, Florida State in 1993, to go with victories in 1990 over 4 Michigan and 2 Miami and a 1995 win over 5 USC. Leahy's squads claimed a dozen conquests of rated opponents, 7 against top 10 teams, including victories over second-rated Iowa pre-flight in 1943, 4th-ranked Tulane in 1949, 4th-rated Oklahoma and second-ranked USC in 1952, and 4th-ranked Georgia Tech in 1953. Parseghian and Devine both finished with 7 wins over opponents appearing in the AP poll. RS teams defeated 4th-rated USC in 1965 and 5th-ranked Oklahoma in 1968. Devine teams knocked off 5 top 10 opponents, the most noteworthy being 5th-rated USC in 1977 in the famed green jersey game. Here's the complete list by head coach: 68 total, Holtz 15, Leahy 12, Parseghian 7, Devine 7, Bob Davey 5, Kelly 5, Terry Brennan 4, Elmer Layden 3, Jerry Faust 3, Tyrone Willingham 2, Joe Kuharuk 2, Charlie Weiss 1, Hugh Deville 1, Ed McKeever 1. What ranked programs have been the most popular victims at Notre Dame Stadium? The Irish 11 times have defeated ranked USC teams, with 8 of those top 10 Trojan teams and 4 ranking in the top 5: 1952, 1965, 1977, and 1995. Notre Dame 8 times has knocked off rated Michigan teams, 6 of those Wolverine units rated in the top 10 and 2 in the top 5: 1990 and 1998. Irish teams on 5 occasions beat ranked Pittsburgh squads, including top 10 wins in 1978 and 1989. The Notre Dame teams to beat 3 ranked teams at home in a single season were the 1953 unit victories over 15th-ranked Pittsburgh, 4th-rated Georgia Tech and 20th-ranked Navy, and the 1980 squads thanks to wins over 9th-ranked Purdue, 14th-rated Michigan and 13th-ranked Miami. Irish squads to win 2 of those games in a season did it in 1938, 1949, 1952, 1954, 1982, 1987, 1988, 1989, 1990, 1992, 1995, 2000 and 2012. 6 of Holtz's 11 Notre Dame teams won 2 games in a year over rated opponents. In both 1952 Oklahoma and USC and 1990 Michigan and Miami, the Irish defeated 2 top 5 foes. Notre Dame defeated multiple opponents ranked in the top 10 in 1952, 1988, 1989 and 1990. Those sorts of top-drawer visiting teams helped many Holtz teams rank highly in the NCAA toughest schedule standings, first in 1987, 1989 and 1995, third in 1986 and fourth in 1990. Among the best Notre Dame victories in Notre Dame Stadium in seasons before the app hole began were these: a 2014 win on October 4, 1930, over an SMU team that finished 631, a 2,512 win on October 24, 1931, over a Pittsburgh team that finished 81, a 490 win on November 7, 1931, over a Pennsylvania team that finished 63, a 96 win on October 19, 1935, over a Pittsburgh team that finished 712. How opposing coaches fared. No opposing head coach has won more games at Notre Dame Stadium than the 5 by Purdue's Jack Molenkoff in 1956, 1958, 1960, 1962 and 1968. Here are those with at least 3 Notre Dame Stadium success stories on the resume. Jack Molenkoff 52 record with Purdue. Pete Carroll 41 with USC. Duffy Doherty 45 with Michigan State. Howard Jones 32 with USC. John Mackay 341 with USC. Tom O'Brien 32 with Boston College. Joe Paterno 34 with Penn State. John Robinson 33 with USC. It's worth noting that Molenkoff, Doherty, Jones, Mackay, Paterno and Robinson all are members of the College Football Hall of Fame. It's also worth noting that Hall of Famers Doherty Michigan State, Fisher DeBerry Air Force, Mackay USC, Paterno Penn State and Bo Schembechler Michigan all had losing career records in South Bend. Who has coached the most games at Notre Dame Stadium among visiting coaches? That list is led by Doherty 45 in his 9 games, Mackay 341, Molenkoff 52 and Paterno 34. The high water mark for losses by opposing coaches at Notre Dame Stadium equals a 5-way tie. Alex Agace 15 at Northwestern, George Perles 15 at Michigan State, Joe Tiller 15 at Purdue, Pappy Waldor 15 at Northwestern and George Welch 05 at Navy. Apparently Rockne was right, and his successes have ensured that over the years Notre Dame Stadium has remained a place where Irish teams prosper, and even the best coaches in the college game have struggled to leave South Bend victorious. Hall of Famers fare poorly in South Bend. 49 College Football Hall of Fame coaches have done business at Notre Dame Stadium 1 or more times, but their combined record is only 47,852.358 against Irish teams. William Alexander 13 at Georgia Tech, Eddie Anderson 12 at Iowa, Chris Alto 1 at Nevada, Matty Bello 1 at SMU, Bernie Bierman 02 at Minnesota and Iowa, Pre-Flight Earl Red Blake 11 at Army, Bobby Bowden 21 at Florida State, Bear Bryant 01 at Alabama, Lloyd Carr 13 at Michigan, Len Casanova 01 at Pittsburgh, John Cooper 10 at Ohio State, Fritz Chrysler 10 at Michigan, Duffy Doherty 45 at Michigan State, Fisher DeBerry 25 at Air Force, William Dietz 01 at Haskell, Bobby Dodd 11 at Georgia Tech, Lavelle Edwards 11 at BYU, Forrest Vashevsky 211 at Iowa, Don Forot 01 at Iowa, Pre-Flight Danny Ford 10 at Clemson, Philip Fulmer 11 at Tennessee, Wayne Harden 21 at Navy, Harvey Harmon 01 at Pennsylvania, Bill Ingram 01 at Navy, Jimmy Johnson 11 at Miami, Howard Jones 32 at USC, Bill McCartney 01 at Colorado, Charlie McClendon 01 at LSU, John Mackay 341 at USC, Jack Molenkoff 52 at Purdue, Ray Morrison 01 at SMU, Biggie Munn 11 at Michigan State, Bill Murray 01 at Duke, Don Ellen 01 at West Virginia, Ara Parseghian 20 at Northwestern, Joe Paterno 34 at Penn State, John Ralston 01 at Stanford, John Robinson 33 at USC, Bo Schembechler 23 at Michigan, Francis Schmidt 01 at Ohio State, Ben Schwartzwalder 01 at Syracuse, R.C. Slocum 01 at Texas A&M, Amos Alonzo Stagg 01 at Pacific, Jim Tatum 02 at North Carolina, Pappy Waldorf 15 at Northwestern, George Welsh 05 at Navy, Bud Wilkinson 12 at Oklahoma, Jim Young 03 at Purdue, Bob Zupke 02 at Illinois. Notre Dame wins over app-ranked opponents at Notre Dame Stadium. The Associated Press poll began in 1936. 1936 1, Northwestern 1938 13, Carnegie Tech 12, Minnesota 1943 2, Iowa Pre-Flight 1944 12, Great Lakes 1946 16, USC 1947 9, Army 1948 8, Northwestern 1949 Fort Tulane 17, USC 1950 20, North Carolina 1952 4, Oklahoma 2, USC 1953 15, Pittsburgh 4, Georgia Tech 20, Navy 1954 4, Texas 17, USC 1955 4, Navy 1958 11, North Carolina 1959 7, USC 1961 10, Syracuse 1963 7, USC 1965 4, USC 1966 8, Purdue 1968 5, Oklahoma 1969 14, Michigan State 1970 7, LSU 1973 6, USC 1974 17, Pittsburgh 1976 10, Alabama 1977 5, USC 1978 9, Pittsburgh 1979 7, Michigan State 1989 Purdue 14, Michigan 13, Miami 1982 10, Michigan 17, Miami 1985 19, Army 1987 17, Michigan State 10, Alabama 1988 9, Michigan 1, Miami 1 989 9, USC 7, Pittsburgh 1994 Michigan 2, Miami 1991 12, Pittsburgh 1992 9, Boston College 22, Penn State 1993 1, Florida State 1995 12, Texas 5, USC 1996 16, Washington 1997 22, West Virginia 1998 5, Michigan 1999 23, Oklahoma 2023, Texas A&M 13, Purdue 2002 7, Michigan 2004 8, Michigan 2006 19, Penn State 2011 15, Michigan State 2012 18, Michigan 17, Stanford 2014-14, Stanford 2015-14, Georgia Tech by head coach 68 total, Lou Holtz 15, Frank Leahy 12, Ara Parseghian 7, Dan Devine 7, Bob Davie 5, Brian Kelly 5, Terry Brennan 4, Elmer Layden 3, Jerry Faust 3, Tyrone Willingham 2, Joe Kuharuk 2, Charlie Weiss 1, Hugh Deville 1, Ed McKeever 1.